Welcome to another episode of What is Hashimoto's with Dr. Martin Rutherford. To find out more on any of our topics, or for information on scheduling a consultation with Dr. Rutherford, please visit us at whatishashimotos.com. And now, here's Dr. Rutherford.
So today I'm going to talk about hepatitis C and Hashimoto's. And I have one of these cases going right now. That's why I kind of thought this would be a good one to do. Just made me think, I don't think we've ever done this one before. So hepatitis C, it's curable. This is going to be the key. It's a curable form of hepatitis. Okay, there's hepatitis A, B, and C. Hepatitis B is incurable. Everybody pretty much agrees with that. And but A and C are thought to be curable. But if you read in some of the literature, as I have done, and you'll see even in the research literature that is printed, where they summarize the research project and then it ends up in a journal. For Hep C, they'll actually put Hep C is quote unquote curable. So those quotation marks mean a lot. They mean you can take the treatment and the Hep C virus will become deactivated, would probably be a better word for it, will become deactivated. And but that Hep C virus will then become what we call a stealth pathogen. In other words, it doesn't go away, okay? It's like becomes dormant, all right? It's still in you. Those of you who are familiar with Epstein BARR virus, most people I say Epstein BARR virus too, they go, yeah, everybody's got it. It's kind of like that once you get it, okay? It's not as prevalent as Epstein BARR virus by any stretch of the imagination, but once you get it, you got it. And here's the deal. So if you have Hashimoto's and you are just bopping along, let's say you've come to us and we've got you all wired and life is good and you're eating right, you know what your sensitivities are, and you're taking care of the different parts of what we call the physiological web of the connections between your thyroid and your liver and your thyroid and your gut and your thyroid and your brain and all these types of things, and we figured all that out for you. And life's good, you know, we haven't seen you a year and a half, and all of a sudden you call us and go, oh my God, everything came back. Like everything, and I'm getting a swollen thyroid, and it's swelling, and then it's not swelling, and I'm getting anxiety, I'm getting panic. That usually is going to be some sort of a pathogenic infection, or a chemical exposure. Usually, when it's that rapid, and the thyroid starts swelling and stuff like that. And you know, so I had a gentleman that I'm working with. I hope you're not watching. Maybe you are watching. But I have a gentleman I'm working with. We had this conversation. He'll know. We had this conversation like 3 weeks ago, and he was, you know, he understood that it was cured. His doctor told him it was cured, but I don't think it was cured. It was cured, but there's a good chance that his picture is so clinically appropriate to what's going on here. It's a good chance that the hepatitis C, which set off this gentleman's problem in the first place years ago, okay, has been activated. What would activate it? Well, stress would activate it. Anything that brings you down. It's kind of like, when do you get a flu? You get a flu when you're compromised. Who gets the flu, and when do you get shingles? Shingles is one of these viruses that they sit in your system, and then maybe you've worked too hard, maybe you've gotten stressed, maybe you just haven't taken care of yourself, your physiology goes down, your immune system goes down, and boom, next thing you know, you got shingles. This is like that. So you can look around and say, oh my God, what's going on? Get back on the internet. I'm trying to figure all this out. What did Dr. Rutherford tell me 2 years ago? Here, I got his whole plan. I'm trying that. It's not working. And the key would be to go after that virus again. The key would be to become aware that it looks like a viral infection, test for it, see if it's been activated. If it's been activated, then there are numerous protocols that you can do to attack that viral infection. And so I think that was rather interesting. There's a number of these. Epstein BARR virus is one. Cytomegalovirus is one. The HHV 6 virus is one. So there's about 8 of them that are like that. But Hep C, the reason I'm bringing this up is this is really common. Like this is really one of the more common pathogens that actually trigger and set off Hashimoto's. So I think this is like a big deal for you to know, because there's commercials out there right now, at least for the last year or two. I hear them online. You may have Hep C, you don't know it. It doesn't give you any symptoms. You got to come in and get checked for it so that we can do it, and that we can do it. Well, those people don't need to go in and get it done. It's like being dormant anyway. But their thinking is that they give it a shot. It's not gonna come back. My understanding of it is that's not true. So this is a kind of an interesting, little controversial area. But I just want to let you, my listeners here know, my viewers here know, that if you have Hep C and you're having an odd exacerbation, and that exacerbation has a lot of flu-like, I feel like I got the flu, I'm getting swelling in my lymph nodes, I'm fatigued and all that type of stuff. If you've had Hep C and you've been told that it's cured, it certainly can be what has triggered this, especially during these times. I think we're in this time frame of lots of crazy things going on there, people being shut down, people losing their businesses through this COVID-19 thing. Now we have more stuff going on in the universe of elections coming up, and we have all this type of timely stuff relative to other things that are happening in society. All these things are causing a lot of stress. You have this stress, you have this flare up. Think it may not be COVID-19. It may be a all hep viruses flaring up and giving you this. So it's kind of like the full encapsulation of it, as much as I can in this short period of time. So hepatitis C and Hashimoto's thyroiditis. There you go.
Thank you for joining us for another episode of What is Hashimoto's? To find out more on any of our topics, or for information on scheduling a consultation with Dr. Rutherford, please visit us at whatishashimotos.com.